I am very hopeful and optimistic at this point, at this stage. Trizepitide is really just kind of helping me to kind of take control of my life. What a wonderful. Hey guys, welcome back. It's me again. So I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible because I do have some plans here in just a minute. So we're going to just jump right into my 2-week on Trizepitide update. So I started my second shot on Monday, September 29th. And I used my left abdomen for my injection site this time. The last time I took my shot, I did the right thigh, and I don't think that there was much difference between like any pain. I didn't feel any pain with either. I will say that my thigh did leave a bruise, whereas my abdomen did not leave a bruise when I took it. On my first day, I was feeling pretty good, pretty normal. I didn't have any problems. I did still like have some constipation and some gassy feeling, which has persisted. It comes and it goes. And I do notice that like my first day, I get more of like that appetite suppression and like more gassy, bloated feeling on that first day of my shot. But nothing really noteworthy. I just tend to eat very little on that first day, which is what happened this last time. I ate very little on the 29th. I don't remember exactly what I ate, but I think I started my day with just like some eggs and like an English muffin. And then I think I ended my day with like some yogurt, and then I had like some sweet peppers, which probably doesn't help the gas, but I love them so much. And then going into my second day, I was really feeling good because by this time on my first shot, I was already feeling the heart palpitations or the beating, the rapid heart beating. And so I was feeling pretty much my worst on that first week around this time. So this time on my second day, I was actually feeling really, really good. Feeling so much better, more optimistic about everything. And I had a bit of an appetite, but nothing too crazy. My appetites have been very like, well, I get hungry usually in the morning, like by like 10, 11 o'clock, I'll usually have like hunger pains, like nothing too crazy, just a little growly stomach, and I'll usually eat then. And honestly, like if I eat in the morning when I'm feeling hungry, I could probably go the rest of the day without eating, but I do not, because I do think it's important to continue to eat. We're not starving ourselves here, but obviously be more mindful of what you do eat, when you eat, and how much you eat and what it is, all that kind of stuff. But I do notice that like if I eat in the morning, I have no appetite for the rest of the evening or rest of the day really at all. It's just completely just quiet on that front. So yeah, so the second day I was feeling really, really good. I had a lot of energy. I do notice that I wake up with this like buzzing feeling in my head, and it's almost like a feeling of like telling me to get up and go, like get out of bed or whatever, which is interesting. I always kind of, most mornings, I'll say there's been a couple mornings where I didn't feel that way, but most of my mornings since being on this shot I've had that feeling in my, like, it's like a whooshing. It's not my heart rate. It's just like a whooshing feeling. And it just kind of was like, okay, let's go. Like, you know, I talked before in my last video that I felt like I had some kind of like nervous energy, like building up in my body. And I think it's just having energy that I didn't have before. And that may have been part of what increased my heart rate. Okay. So day 2, feeling good, feeling fine. Lots of energy. And then day 3 comes. Day 3 for me is Wednesday. And of course on Wednesdays I do ballet. And so I was feeling good all day. Got to ballet class, had a great session there, had a great class, great workout. I, monitor my heart rate, of course, and my heart rate with activity is pretty normal. I think highest it got to about 140 something, which is pretty normal. Nothing crazy or anything like that. So after class, I did notice that my heart rate was not going down. I mean, it did go down. It went down significantly, but it was still pretty elevated up until for a while. Like when I got home, so my drive from class is about a 10-minute drive. I got home, I put my stuff down, and then I made like a quick dinner. That night I ended up having some like leftover chicken with some rice and some veggies. And, so mostly I'm just heating up stuff at that point in the oven. So did all that, got some water, whatever, and went and sat down. And I noticed like while I was eating, I felt like my heart rate was still just kind of really going. It was going way more than it probably should have been, by that point, because I wasn't really working out. Like I was moving a little bit around the house, but nothing crazy, right? So then after I finished eating, I went and checked my heart rate and it was like 108. So that was like a little concerning, but I continued to monitor it, and it did go down once I kind of sat down and just like sat still, was watching TV, and I continued to monitor it. It went down. Like the next time I monitored it after the 108, it went to 104, and then down to all the way down. Like by the end of the night before I went to bed, I was sitting at like 81, and I was completely fine with 81. Now to backtrack a little bit, on Tuesday, I did go to the gym. I didn't go Monday. I just went for a walk on Monday and I was fine. No elevated heart rate after my walk or anything like that. Nothing out of the normal, at least. And on Tuesday I went to the gym, and again, I, obviously I had a heart rate of exercise that was high, but normal high, like a 140-ish, which is pretty much the standard for me when I'm working out, is about in the 140 to 150 range. But it did go down pretty, I wouldn't say quickly, but like I didn't feel abnormal throughout my day, throughout the rest of my day. And then when I did get home, and because I've been checking my heart rate usually at night, because I see that I feel like I have more issues with my heart rate at night than I do throughout the day. So I check it at night. So on Tuesday when I got home, checked my heart rate and it was fine. It was normal. It was like low 80s, and then it dropped back down into the 70s, and that's where I stayed for the rest of the night. So there was a huge contrast between Tuesday and Wednesday. So obviously that's something I wanted to tell my doctor just to see what he has to say about it, right? But I will say for the rest of the week, no issues with heart rate after that. None. Everything has been fine since that day, since Wednesday. So Thursday, again, nothing too eventful. I think Thursday is when I did get some diarrhea, and I did have diarrhea on Thursday. Thursday evening, again, I've been having most of my like harsher symptoms have been in the evening as opposed to during the day. During the day, I usually feel great. By 6 p.m., I'm usually like, and that's usually about the time I'm off of work. By 6 p.m., I'm like feeling a little some kind of way, right? And as I said, I'm usually hungry in the mornings, and I don't have any like appetite usually going towards the evening. So it's interesting how that's playing out. And I would like to know if anyone else like has had that same kind of thing where they're just having more symptoms in general in the evening as opposed to the mornings. Yeah, it's been interesting. And I wonder if like, because I am more, generally speaking, I usually have more of an appetite in the evenings. Before being on GLP-1s, I've never been a morning eater, never. The last few months before I got on it, I had started just like eating in the morning, but it was less out of like I'm hungry and more out of like craving. Because I do like breakfast food, but I'm just not a morning eater like that. So generally speaking, This has kind of like flipped my appetite completely on its head. Like I usually don't feel hunger in the mornings. And now I've only been feeling hunger between whatever time I wake up and maybe like noon to 1 o'clock at the latest. But after that, it's like dead silent on the Western Front. So that's been really interesting to kind of note. But yeah, Thursday, diarrhea, no appetite. I do force myself to eat like when I'm feeling like really sick, or not that I've actually felt really sick, like, but if I'm feeling a little uncomfortable, like bloated or having diarrhea or any kind of digestion issues, I will eat still, but I just am very cautious about what I eat. So I'll try to eat something that's going to go down easy, some eggs, maybe with some toast or something. I try not to do like vegetables that are like the kind of vegetables that I like that are a little bit more harder to digest. And I do obviously make sure I get my fiber, and then worst case scenario, I'll just take a protein shake, and then have like some yogurt with some granola in it, and then like call it good for the night. So I think that's kind of where I was at Thursday, but like overall, I still feel good. Friday was fine. I actually was feeling exceptionally well on Friday. And nothing eventful. No, I don't remember. I don't think I had any kind of like diarrhea or any kind of like notable gas or anything like that on Friday. But the interesting stuff comes towards this weekend. So this weekend, I noticed something pretty interesting. I noticed, like I've said before, I've had a lot of energy and I feel better when I have an outlet for that energy. So whether that be going to the gym, going on a walk, taking dance classes, or cleaning around the house, whatever it might be, I feel significantly better at the end of my day when I have released a good amount of that energy. I also feel like my brain has been like hyper fixating on specifically cleaning, which is like, girl, cleaning of all the things I could be hyper fixating on. It's been interesting. Between like doing laundry or like dusting. I hate dusting, but I had the urge to dust and I did. Sweeping and mopping and vacuuming and all that kind of stuff. I kind of did that this weekend, on Sunday specifically. And it's been like, because it's like, it's not just like, oh yeah, I need to clean. Like, of course we all get that. But it was like, so Saturday I was like sitting there like trying to relax and like watch TV, and all I could think about was like cleaning the floors. I couldn't get it out of my head. And as soon as I woke up the next morning, I let my dog out, did all that, went to the store to go buy like, because I couldn't find my microfiber cloth to dust. So I went to the store, bought some stuff, some cleaning supplies, came home and just like immediately just got started and was cleaning all day. And it felt great. And it's been interesting because I'm not like I'm a slob or anything, but I'm also not like one of those people that just like loves to clean and just gets that like tick to clean. I usually do not have that tick. I'm usually like, oh God, I gotta clean. So that has been interesting to notice. So this weekend has just been me just trying to like be out in the world. Saturday, I did some Halloweening. I went to Spirit of Halloween, picked up a couple things, and just kind of enjoyed my day doing that. Had a good dinner. Had some eggplant parm on Saturday, which was really, really good, with some cheesy garlic bread and a piece of chicken. And that was pretty much all I had all day, because I think that morning I didn't really eat anything that morning. I think I might have, no, I take that back. I did have a protein yogurt. And then I had like, I was out most of the rest of the day. And then when I got home, I just made some food and it was great. Sunday, like I said, I got up and I just wanted to clean, and I did not eat until I finished. And I had some chili, some chili with beans, and some cornbread for dinner on Sunday. And that was all I had all day on Sunday. I didn't have any other snacks or anything in between. Like I said, I cleaned all day, and then by the time I finished cleaning, it was basically dinner time. So probably should have eaten a bit more. I didn't even drink one of my protein shakes, which is like, I should have done that at least. But so that was Sunday. And so that pretty much is it. That's been my week. It's been interesting. Like I said before, like the gastrointestinal issues that I am having are mild. I don't feel sick all the time. I like at most I feel bloated and some just like that discomfort from bloating. Constipation is definitely there. Some days it's worse than others, but it hasn't been so bad that I'm like in trouble, if you get what I mean. So I'm pretty much feeling pretty good about my symptoms. Like I said, the only biggest concern would just be just keeping up with my heart rate, though I feel like I kind of know what to expect now. If anything out of the ordinary comes up, we'll definitely talk about it and discuss with my doctor. But just going back to what I told you, I did send a message to my doctor about my heart rate that week, and he said it's still pretty normal, nothing to be concerned about as of right now. He does think that with the third shot things will continue to get better and improve in that area, but to keep him posted. So basically I'm just sending him a weekly check-in every week, just letting him know the worst of things, which right now is just my heart rate. Like I don't feel like it's necessary to talk about any gastrointestinal issues because they're not that bad. I don't need anything for them. Like as of right now, like if that changes in the future, then we'll talk about it. But as of right now, I feel pretty good most of the time. Like right now, today it was shot day. Right now, heavy gas right now, heavy, bloated, back aching, bloating feeling, but I know it'll pass. I'm drinking my ginger and lemon tea. This seems to help pretty well. So I usually have one of these a day. So maybe that's what's keeping worst of it at bay. I drink this every day. So it is the I think it's a Twinings brand. Yeah, it's the Twinings brand, and it's ginger lemon tea, good for digestion. So I drink one of these. I also drink a mint tea. I have completely cut off caffeine at this point, though. Completely cut off caffeine. The teas that I've been drinking are non-caffeinated teas. I did have one iced coffee. That's right. Sunday, while I didn't eat anything, I had one iced caramel macchiato from my favorite place that morning before I got started on my cleaning after I came back from the store. So that was the only thing aside from my dinner that I had on Sunday. But that was the first caffeine thing that I had since just after my second shot, because I was worried about heart rate. Now, let me just kind of backtrack on that. I have had a little bit of soda. I don't really like soda like that anymore. That's where I'm at with my shot. I don't know if that'll ever change, but like I think I talked in my last video about how I love Cherry Coke Zero. And in my last one, when I had my first shot, immediately the day after, it was kind of gross to me. So I haven't gone anywhere near that. I did try a regular Coke, but I only had about like this much of a can. And I gave it the rest to my niece because it was way better than the Cherry Coke Zero. But it still just wasn't really hitting those like receptors that it used to that made me feel happy to have it. I do like the fizziness of it, but other than that, it just kind of like just felt unnecessary. Like I can drink something else that's fizzy that would be better than a Coke, I think. So so caffeine has been kind of, which is so crazy because everybody knows that I am a coffee drinker. I love the taste of coffee. I don't like it for its benefits. I just love the taste of it. And I really haven't had no urge or cravings for it. I've just been like, I told myself, okay, let's stay away from the coffee for now because, you know, your heart rate, and it's not been hard to do. Like I haven't had any like, oh God, I really wish I could have a cup of coffee right now. Wish I, you know, that kind of thing. Like I normally would. Haven't had any like caffeine headaches or anything like that. So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm never drinking coffee. Like I said, I just had a caramel macchiato, but I just don't need it the way I used to. And if that changes, we'll address it then. But so far, I don't feel like I need it like that. So that's been a very, very interesting thing to note, coming from a heavy coffee drinker. I mean, I'm like one of those type of people that drink like 3-4 cups a day throughout the day. I'll drink it right before bed. It's never been a problem for me. I love coffee, and I drink my coffee, generally just speaking, I drink it black. Unless I'm having an iced coffee, then I'll have like the cream and the sugar and stuff. But generally, like, I'm a black coffee drinker. So it's been interesting to see. So now that we got that out of the way, here's the news that everybody came here for. I lost 4 pounds this week. So last time I checked in, I had lost 6 pounds, right? I was at 274. I am now at 270 with like maybe an ounce. I don't really track ounces. I think it's kind of unnecessary for me. I just either round up or round down. So 270 is where I'm at. I started at 280 on this. So yeah, girls down 4 pounds is a little slower than the first week, but it's still a loss, and I'm gonna take it, and it's great. I feel great. And yeah, I cannot wait to check back in with you guys next week to let you know the details of next week. And I'm hoping that everything continues to go really smooth. I am very hopeful and optimistic at this point, at this stage. Trizepitide is really just kind of helping me to kind of take control of my life in more ways than I really expected. I was expecting the weight loss. I was expecting the food noise. I was not expecting just how good I feel and all the energy that I have. Yeah, I was really surprised. I've been really surprised and really thrilled overall. And yeah, things are looking up. All right, so let me just go ahead and finish up here because I do have something that I have to get to now. I just wanted to kind of do as quick of an update as possible. It was a lot longer than I probably should have. I'm hoping going forward I have my thoughts a little bit more organized. I won't say take notes, but I have been writing in my like planner, my wellness journal, and I really should try to like review this at the end of my week a bit more and use that for these videos, because I usually put like how I'm feeling, what annoyed me, what made me tick throughout the day, and things that I am like happy about. So I think next week we'll try to incorporate this a bit more into the videos. I just need to get more organized with these videos, but I'm having a good time doing them. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thank you again. Please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it if you feel like it's worth sharing. And also just like, let me know how you're feeling in the comments. Like, you have any questions for me, leave them down. I will respond. If you just want to tell me how your journey is going, I would love to hear it. If you have a channel, drop it. I'm trying to make friends. I'm trying to build a community. So yeah, I will hopefully see you guys in the comment section. You guys enjoy the rest of your week.